It is your boy, Black Ronin, back on at it again with another banger and fire video for y'all's out here today. There, y'all. Welcome on back to the channel. I'm gonna need y'all to watch this all the way through because y'all do not want to miss the knowledge I'm about to drop for y'all right here today. But guys, I gotta specifically talk about, because really guys, I don't see hardly any YouTubers really make any type of video topics about this. And really regarding my phenotype, us light skins and mulattoes out here. Now, I have made videos in the past regarding all of us Black Americans out here and where to move to and get out the US. Plenty of videos you guys want to go watch. I talk a lot about Africa, a little bit of Asia as well, but you know, I really got to dedicate a video just really for us light skins and mulattoes out here, because our phenotype, we really can maximize it in certain places around the world. And I do want to share that with you guys, because here in America, it's a burning house for everybody. It's not sustainable. There's no future. And pretty much anybody with a brain can see this, no matter if you're black, white, in the middle, wherever you are, you know, anybody can see that this place is no longer sustainable. Now, granted, yes, it seems like we are going to get a definitely an economic reset for sure. But what's going to happen to the US dollar, I have no idea. And yeah, but it's getting pretty rough out here, guys. I'm not even going to lie. So we all need an exit plan out of America. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, this is my home. This is this and that. Well, your home don't care about you like that. And that's everybody catching it. You know, we are so divided here. I never seen our country get this divided. So it's up to us to really look at new places outside of America. But let's go into it, guys. So top 3 places around the world that is best suited for light skin and mulatto people outside of the US. Let's go into it, guys. Now, first thing I do want to say, you're going to be shocked, but I absolutely X'd off Europe. I X'd off Europe off this list. I know that's a big one for a lot of people going over, but the reason I had to X off a lot of Europe, because Europe is going through a population decline, and then on top of that, the restrictions to get into the countries, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are pretty easy, you know, some ain't too bad, you know, you got Albania and stuff like that, but again, guys, Europe is going through a population decline, and then on top of that, the cost of living still pretty pricey at certain areas. So it really don't make sense to choose Europe in this time point right now. The only way I would recommend choosing Europe, because listen, I know with our phenotype we can kind of pretty much go wherever, but I will say yeah, like Europe is, yeah, right now they're not in the best standing point for us to go to, in my personal opinion. You know, yeah, they're going through it over there. So I X off Europe. I don't recommend us going to Europe. Australia, I was looking at Australia, but I had to X off Australia because of the whole visas. The visas are expensive, and on top of that, it's just a lot that comes with it. And if you're not making a bunch of money, yeah, I don't recommend Australia. So I had to X off those two. So no Europe, no Australia. So let me get into details about number 3. Where you should go. So number 3, I recommend that you go is South Africa. South Africa, guys, is a very solid place for us, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. See, I made videos in the past about South Africa, but briefly I'm gonna go into it again. With South Africa, it's basically like another America but reverse. So there's melanated people in charge of everything, you know. Now, granted, white people, they do run a good little portion too, but at the end of the day, you know, it's way more affordable. Your money goes farther, and you get practically the same amenities like you do in America. Now, there are some drawbacks to South Africa. You know, the safety can be a bit concerned depending on where you go. And I hear the taxes are also can be a bit rough at times. But South Africa is really first world, but on a budget. So if you really want a similar feel to America but on a budget, it's obviously not the cheapest. You can definitely, you can go crazy with a lot of money out there, you really can. but I would put South Africa at number 3 because yeah, and then on top of that, the cool part with South Africa, I mentioned this many times on other videos, but for people that look like me walking around with my phenotype, and even if you're a light-skinned black person, you automatically get thrown into the same category as mulatto, mixed race. So yeah, so they have their own category for people with our phenotype walking around, just off of physical appearance. So, and basically it's called the term colored. Now, it's not derogatory like here in America. No, it's literally just a class of people, which mean mixed. In South Africa, you can be potentially Zulu and Indian. You can be, what's it called, the Afrikaans. Yeah, so basically they're the white people in South Africa. You can be them mixed with, Zulu or, or Indian, or all three. You can be a multi-ethnic of mixing. So they have their own class there, and they got it set up in a very structured way. So yeah, like you, basically it's America with a bit more structure, I would say, and just more affordable. That's how I would view it. South Africa, and you still get all the amenities, and your money just goes a lot more farther. And yeah, it's like South Africa has definitely changed over the years, and because they went through a dark time, very, very similar to America. Some people even argue maybe a bit worse, but it definitely changed, and it is progressing for the better. But in terms of the tension and stuff, like compared to America, listen, America is Disney. Like this is a Disney World type of place we live in. This is chaos. That's not the rest of the world out there. So you may come across similar experiences like back home in America, but the whole chaos that we're used to here in America is not like that in South Africa. But definitely go visit first, go see, do you like it, and is it a place for you? But I think that's a solid place for us, because for people in my phenotype walking around, there's a massive group of us over there. And on top of that, you got melanated people in all different places of the sector. So, that can open up a lot of doors for us. And then on top of that, as for dating, hey, like for us, I do feel like we do the best in either people with similar phenotypes as us, or, in a very diverse community. Don't get me wrong, we can still pop up anywhere and show out. We really can, like outside of white people, we really can do that. Like we really do got it good like that. I'm not even gonna lie, but it's better to be in a more diverse environment in a place like that, because now people are going to be like, people are pretty used to, seeing your type of people walking around. So, it's normal. It's not like a big shock. It's not having your guard up at all time. Like, nah, it's not like that, now granted, you may face a little bit of similar stuff like here in America, but compared to the level of here in America, it's going to be drastically lower by a long shot. And then on top of that, you're American too, so people are automatically going to want to learn more from you, so I would definitely say South Africa easily gets the number 3 spot for us. And on top of that, you can live however you want to live over there. You can live simple, you can live cheap, and yeah, it's very, very diverse in terms of culture. So yeah, that's a pretty cool about South Africa. But I had to put this on the list. But coming in at number 2, there is no specific place, but just Southeast Asia in general. So Southeast Asia, you got Thailand, you got the Philippines, I believe, and also Vietnam. But for us, I would say definitely Thailand. And I've been seeing a lot of other people, going to Thailand. Also Philippines. Philippines is another one too. But Thailand is definitely the most cheapest and affordable. You can come up there with, not much money and be able to live pretty dang on good. Live like a king if you got $2,000. I believe the Philippines is slightly more expensive, but the Philippines is another solid option, because the Philippines, that's a Christian society. So you're brought up Christian and you go over there. Yeah, like culturally, you're going to definitely, be good. Like you're going to be all right. So yeah, Southeast Asia is definitely not bad. The food is cheap. And then on top of that, tropical weather. Same thing back home. Same thing with South Africa. Tropical weather, warm weather. if you have melanated, like just a little bit of melanin or a decent amount, you're going to want to go somewhere that's pretty warm. We don't really care for the cold. I mean, some of us do, but that it just depends on your genes at the end of the day. But yeah, so it's warm, and best believe it still get a little cold there sometimes. Obviously, I would say in terms of tropical weather, definitely Southeast Asia is going to be the most tropical, most humidity, which is something I'm not a fan of. Being a person that was born and raised in Tampa, Florida, I hate the humidity. But hey, with the low cost of living and also the friendly people, you can't go wrong with Southeast Asia in general. The food, everything, like you really can't beat it, But yeah, and then on top of that, the visas, it's pretty easy to get one for the most part. I have heard that Thailand, they have added a bit more restrictions, but it's not too bad, compared to a lot of places around the world. It's not Australia, guys, Yeah, it's not gonna be crazy like that. So I had to put that one at number 2. Southeast Asia easily gets number 2 spot. Now, number 1, we got to come back to the continent of Africa, and that is Egypt. Now, a lot of y'all might be surprised, but Egypt gets the number 1 spot because it's honestly just as affordable, if not more affordable, than Thailand and a lot of parts of Southeast Asia. But the cool part, with over there in Egypt, the visa process, guys, it's very, very easy. Like, guys, you can get a tourist visa for like, I believe $60 up to 6 months. Like, guys, that is amazing. 6 months in Egypt, $60, guys. That is amazing on a tourist visa. Yeah, that's fantastic right there. Now, there are some drawbacks to Egypt. For some people, it can be pretty hot. Me, I love the heat, but I had to put this one at number 1 because when you experience dry heat in a desert and when you experience tropical heat, in my opinion, I much rather take dry heat any day. It actually way more better. It's more tolerable in my opinion versus tropical heat. You're gonna be sweating and you're just gonna be, all sticky, and I don't like that feeling. Like, I'm not a fan of tropical weather. It's beautiful when you first get there, but after a while, you're just like, I gotta constantly shower so much, and it's just a lot more preparation I gotta do when you're in a tropical environment. But compared to a desert environment, it's drier. I prefer that type of environment, and then on top of that, you don't have to worry about hurricanes and crazy tropical storms. Yeah, you don't have to worry about none of that stuff. So that's why in terms of weather, for me, it works. But some people, they see that type of heat, they like, oh, no, I can't take it. But for me, I don't mind. I'll take a desert any day. And now another drawback I do got to point out is the language barrier. Now, I will say, in places like major cities like Cairo is actually, like, I mean, over there, you can get away with English for sure. But it's definitely recommended that you learn Arabic. I'm going to speak a little bit right here, for you guys right here. So, Ishtarak fi Qaniti. Now, what does that mean? Yeah, like, that means subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, yeah, so that's a little bit of Arabic for you guys. So, yeah, subscribe. But, yeah, so learning the language in Arabic is definitely very, very important. It's a lot of people, a lot of passport bros. They go in all these countries and they don't know the language, which is just flabbergasting. Like, bro, how do you go into places and you don't know the language? Like, that's crazy. So take the time to learn some Arabic. For me, learning a little bit, it ain't too bad so far. Like, I mean, it can't be as crazy as German. I mean, German for me wasn't that bad, but it's just the thing I didn't like about the German language. It's like there's words that are just so long in terms of writing and just to speak it. It's like, it's not bad to speak it, but it's just like, why is one word this long, But Arabic's not too bad. It's really writing it is going to be a challenge, but to speak it so far is really not that bad. So yeah, that is a drawback, language barrier at time. But now let's get into some pros of Egypt. So one good pro, obviously, is that there's people with our shade walking around, our phenotype. That's the normal. Like that's really the normal, So you're gonna see that quite often. and there is African descent. So, well, I mean, well, it's all African, but you know, more darker melanated Africans also mixed in there. So you got the Nubians, they got them up in there too, mixed all together. So yeah, so you're gonna see a lot of people walking around like me over there, 100%. So that's a big plus. So yeah, you're gonna blend right in super easily. Now another pro, if you're very like on the conservative side, this is more of the country I would say for you. So yeah, it got Christianity out there, that's big. You got Muslim if you're Muslim. So you know, this is a perfect place to be versus somewhere like Thailand. You know, that's a Buddhist nation, but they still do got churches you can still go to. You can still find what you need in Thailand, but it is a Buddhist nation. Now Philippines, you know, like I said, that's a Christian place to be. And South Africa, that's another Christian place to be. But keep in mind with with South Africa, it can go either way. It's gonna be either really liberal, like it's gonna remind you a lot of America, but toned down a lot more. There are some places, people that you're gonna meet that might be a little extreme, but compared to here, nowhere near. But yeah, South Africa, I would say, is definitely more on the liberal side, but still not a bad option. It just depends on where you stand on the spectrum. But yeah, guys, that's my top 3 places I would recommend for us type of people to go to. But y'all let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Black Ronin. Like and subscribe, share. Y'all take it easy.